In June 1987, a game for the Famicom was released in Japan called Hokkaido Serial Murders Case, Disappearance in Okhotsk. Please forgive my pronunciation of that word. It's an interesting game about some detectives investigating a murder in Tokyo Bay that sends them all the way to Hokkaido to crack the case. It was a port of a PC game that had been made in conjunction with Login magazine, which would later spin off into Famitsu magazine, and it was in that particular magazine that an urban legend regarding the game would be born. In an issue of Famitsu released on September 13th, 1991, 4 years after the game's release on Famicom, there was a short article in the game. Please look at the photo on the right. It's an ordinary, regular second-hand game of Hokkaido Serial Murders Case, Disappearance in Okhotsk. And, on that note, embarrassingly, our little company released this game for 5,800 yen, tax not included, in June 1987. But what about it, you say? This was followed by a short anecdote that a reader had sent into the magazine regarding the game. I'm a little behind the times, but I'm a 23-year-old office lady who has recently gotten into Famicom games. The church in my town holds a bazaar once a month. They sell delicious cookies, so I always show my face there, and not too long ago, there was a game in the recycling corner. It was rather cheap, so I picked it up. But there's something strange about it. The game won't start even if I put the password in, and blood appeared beneath one of the characters' eyes. I'm scared even just keeping the game around now. I'll send you a proof photo as well. Aichi Prefecture, Maruko. True to her word, the reader sent in a photo, which Famitsu published. As you can see, there's a shot of one of the characters from the game with blood underneath her eyes. Blood that shouldn't be there. The Famitsu staff claimed the reader sent her a copy of the cartridge as well, and so they checked it themselves to see if she was telling the truth. It appeared she was, because they were also having trouble getting the game to work properly, and when they got to the scene in question, blood appeared beneath the character Makiko's eyes. But perhaps scariest of all, there was even more blood beneath her eyes compared to the photo that the reader had sent in. It appeared the blood was increasing each time someone played it. What could it all mean? Was the game really cursed? In 2001, the urban legend appeared again on the Ni Channel forums. In a thread on the games board dedicated especially to the game, someone left the following comment. I just remembered, about 3 years after the release of the Famicom version, Famitsu did a type of ghost special that featured the game. Did anyone else see it? After playing Disappearance in Okhotsk for the first time in a while, something was strange about it. In the close-up scene of Makiko by Lake Mashu, her eyes were bleeding. Then, each time we played, more and more blood appeared. It said something like that. There was a picture with blood coming out of her eyes, and it scared the crap out of me, being what the game is and all. Several other users remarked that they remembered that particular issue and urban legend as well. But was it true? Was there really a cursed copy of the game floating around in which one of the characters' eyes started bleeding? As it turned out, no, of course not. The entire story was fabricated by Famitsu themselves. In fact, the story was merely one of several published in the issue, a sort of ghost special like the Ni Channel user mentioned, and the point was for readers to guess which of the stories was fake. There was no cursed copy of the game. Makiko's eyes didn't really bleed. It was all made up and doctored for the issue. In fact, every single story turned out to be fake. None of them were true. Of course, numerous children read this issue and took it at face value, which helped the urban legend to spread around schools at the time. While many people knew or figured out that the story was fake, others didn't learn until much later on, long after the rumours had spread far and wide. The same Ni Channel user remarked at the end of his comment that it wasn't until several issues later that it was revealed to be fake. But naturally, not everyone who read that first issue with the story went on to read the final reveal, so an urban legend was born. It was an interesting little experiment that proves even if you reveal something to be fake, some people will still continue to believe it anyway. But what do you guys think about this one? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you again next time.